Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, tomorrow is the mayoral special election. We go through each of the 6 candidates running for mayor this evening.
A security bill on Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan, and border security holds center stage on Capitol Hill.
And Governor Greg Abbott heads to Victoria next week, and we have the details.
Well, folks, as expected, the showers have begun. We've already had some rain in the crossroads, but get a load of this map. All of this area of West Texas is already under a severe thunderstorm warning as the stuff is beginning to build up right about there. It's going to get heavy tonight as that stuff, all of it, heads toward our area. Of course, if you're traveling northbound, you're going to run into this tonight. We'll have all that and talk about your weekend coming up in just a moment.
Plus, the UHV Jags came into today perfect on the young season. Another doubleheader for the home team. I'll have that in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia. The Bureau of Land Management's Wild Horse and Burro program is hosting an auction in Hallettsville. The auction started this morning. 25
News Now reporter Darius McCormick stopped by to meet that organization and, of course, the animals.
Hallettsville is the place to be if you want to bring home a new buddy, sort of like my buddy here, Charlie.
The Bureau of Land Management brought 120 animals, including horses and burros, to the William Baber Memorial Complex. BLM plans to give each of these animals a home because Mother Nature is pretty harsh to them out west.
If Mother Nature is just left to take care of them, they will overrun the land and eventually starve to death. So BLM does gather off a certain number of animals each year. We bring them to the event.
There were a few familiar faces at the auction: Donkey from Shrek and BoJack Horseman. Also, Charlie's parents, who adopted several animals from BLM's program.
You know, bringing them to a much happier state of mind, really. So we kind of enjoy that challenge and enjoy doing that.
Along with a happier life, the animals would live an easier one too than they would back in California, Nevada, or Arizona.
It's certainly a lot easier to live here where the pasture is always green. There's plenty of water, regular veterinary care, regular care for their feet and things like that, because we do all that.
Crystal says Bryant and his family embody their goals of the program. However, they need more families like this to succeed. Now there's an incentive to get more adoptions. All you have to do is adopt an animal for $125. Then,
and then a year from now, after we've checked on the horse and they've had a veterinarian check on the horse, they're eligible for a $1,000 incentive. So it's a one-time incentive.
The Bureau of Land Management hosted their auction Friday morning. Now the animals will leave at a first-come, first-served basis. BLM will host the animals 8 a.m. until noon Saturday at 499 County Road 200, which is the William Baber Memorial Complex. Reporting in Hallettsville, I'm Darius McCormick, KAVU-TV 25 News Now.
They look cute. Just minor detail. A burro and a donkey is the same thing. Donkey is a domesticated, and a burro is what they consider a wild animal. But anyway, they're still cute. Well, folks, we've already had the rain around in the area. You can see it right about here. But what is this? Yes, already we have a severe thunderstorm watch up for much of far west Texas, and we've got a couple of severe thunderstorms already out there. That's the stuff that's coming in tonight. We've been promising you this for a week. It's going to be here probably after midnight and stormy overnight. So we'll be talking more about that coming up after this.
Going to the doctor can be scary, but it's important and it can save your life. Black men are dying at an alarming rate from colon cancer. So we are setting out to change that, starting with me. I'm at the age now. I got to get a colonoscopy, and it wasn't easy, but I asked 2 of my childhood friends to join me so I wouldn't do it alone. And we are going to share that journey with you. So tune in next week to find out what you need to know about reducing your risk of colon cancer. We are hoping to save a life, maybe even yours.
Well, you can tell by the cloud structure of out here that it's going to get interesting tonight. You can see the cumulus clouds beginning to build. That means that we've got an unstable atmosphere, and so we're getting ready. And thanks for the Don, you know who sent that in. I didn't get Isaac. Hey, thanks, Isaac. And he's a regular viewer who continuously sends us some great photos. So we appreciate you sending that in. It's a clear example of what we're going to be dealing with tonight. Now, here we are, right about here. We've got cloud cover, and we've had a few showers within the crossroads, generally in the northern areas from Cuero, Gonzales over to Hallettsville. But if you come out on the big picture, you can see how this is the beginning of what is going to be a kind of a rough night across Texas. Now, this is across the state, because right here we have an unstable line of big thunderstorms that are firing and that will continue rolling toward our area. In fact, I've got a couple of bigger activity out here along there. There's Del Rio. That is rolling into the Utopia area. And then farther south, you can see it right about there, right there, that one. That one's going to be crossing over closer to Eagle Pass. And so that stuff's pretty far south. So that means that it's going to stay in our viewing area. All right, so here we are right now for Karnes County. They are under the severe thunderstorm watch as of right now. This yellow area is a watch area, so this is the stuff really triggering and getting ready to roll. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 severe thunderstorms already rolling. So this is the stuff that's coming toward us that we're going to have to deal with tonight. Now, temperatures tonight getting only down to 65 degrees, and tomorrow 75, and you're thinking cold front, thunderstorms? Well, after the storms pass in the morning, we'll have sunshine. So it's going to be a kind of a weird looking day. The thing is that tonight, if you got to get up early, or certainly if you're traveling tonight, you're going to have to deal with this. Now, here's how much future tracker things we're going to get, which is in the blue, which is over an inch to maybe 2 inches. So 1 to 2 inches in about less than 8 hours. It's going to be quite a bit of rain, but it's going to go by fast. That's sort of the good news here. So we're here at 6 o'clock. We go to 10 o'clock, and there you see the stuff that was down there rolls up here. So we may even see something before midnight. Certainly after midnight, you see that stuff come through. The bigger line, you can see right here at 2 a.m. right over San Antonio and coming south, and then another line coming through. So I'm thinking it'll be stormy through sunrise. Then it starts to clear up early in the morning, and by 9, 10 o'clock, a lot of this should be gone out of the area. Now, it won't be clear and blue, but it will be, shall we say, not threatening anymore. And then as we get to Sunday, we've got actually a pretty good looking day for Sunday. So let's take a look at your forecast for tomorrow. We've got showers in the morning in Port Lavaca, and then sunshine all the way through. And then in Cuero, we've got showers in the morning, you know, at 6 a.m. and then in the afternoon, it clears up nicely. So it's tonight that we've got to deal with the stormy weather. Watch out for that, and early on Saturday morning, but Saturday afternoon looks good. Sunday's looking good. A little breezy, but still clearing skies all the way through Wednesday of next week. That is your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Karina.
Thank you, Mac. And now here's sports reporter Zach Brown.
The St. Joseph ladies hit the court at 5 p.m. trying to keep those postseason hopes alive. I'll have that in sports. Over in Riverside, the home team with another doubleheader coming into today at 4-0 on the year, down 5-0 in the ninth. Bahal Damal Perez got a leadoff homer to make it manageable. The Jags made him sweat, but got the tying run on deck. It just couldn't bring him to the plate. But the good thing about doubleheaders is that you always get another chance. So in game 2, the Jags trailing early. Brady Parker shuts the door in the 3rd inning with 2 strikeouts. He allowed just the 2 early runs, and the Jags brought the big bats in this one. They went back-to-back with bombs in the 4th inning to take a 4-2 lead. That would be your final score. They hit 3 homers in the game. They sit at 5-1 on the year. Out in Goliad, one of their track stars, this is Addison Zamzow, committed to Rice University yesterday in the Goliad gym. She did it with her family. She also had some of her gold medals lined up on that table as well. Track season not far off. She'll certainly be looking to add to that. Congrats to Addison Zamzow on a big commitment. Cuero has already announced their schedule. There will be some new faces, of course, with a new district, but some of these non-district games is very tough. They kick off the year against an excellent Columbus team. They also get their annual, I believe it's like 100 years or something like that, Yoakum game. That's going to be on the road since they played in Cuero this past season. They also get Corpus Christi Miller, who is always one of the toughest teams in this region. Cuero will also play 6A Harlingen in October. Over at the St. Joseph Flyer Dome, the Lady Flyers, with a 5 p.m. tip-off, needing these last 2 games with a shot at the postseason. They were down 3 early, but they feed the ball to Maddie Stefka, who makes it just a 1-point game. But St. Augustine comes right back down the court. They drill a 3 to take the lead right back, but the Flyers really began to heat up. They answer with a 3 of their own, and after she drills the 3, she gets right back on defense to pick the pass off. It would eventually lead to more Maddie Stefka free throws to take the lead, waiting on a final score in that one. More basketball. The Edna Cowgirls trying to keep pace in that tight district race. They're at home today against Rice Consolidated, and same thing for the boys. They need to win this one. They're just 1 game better than Rice. Yoakum also breathing down there next. Back to UHV for one moment. They are the defending Red River Athletic Conference champions, and now's your chance to celebrate with the home team with a ring ceremony at Riverside Stadium tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. just before their noon first pitch. So 2 things should be on your agenda tomorrow. The Heart and Stroke Walk with Karina. Stick around for some nice afternoon baseball and celebrate with the Jags, who might be even better this year. That is it for your sports. Dawn and Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. We're going to be back in a moment. Milwaukee celebrated Groundhog Day with Penguins. Find out what their prediction was straight ahead.
Not a typical Groundhog Day in Milwaukee after the passing of Gordy the Groundhog last year. Well, this year they turned to the Humboldt Penguins for help. The Penguins did not see their shadows, so it's going to be an early spring. For a prediction many were hoping for, it's only right these feathered forecasters get a special treat. They scattered a little handful of fish around the pool for them. That was nice, and I'm glad that the Penguins dressed up in their tuxedos for this. That was very nice.
Yeah, they were camera ready. They're always camera ready.
They were ready to go. So now we're turning to our chief meteorologist, who's not a groundhog, not a penguin,
not a rodent.
Are they going to be meteorologist?
Is it going to be right early spring?
I do believe it will be an early spring. I think the real frost, the Arctic frost, is kind of over. We're going to get storms from the Pacific, from the west, through the next 30 days. So yeah, I think spring's, well, it's not spring, but it's not going to be a harsh winter is what I'm saying.
But how about tomorrow morning?
Well, it's going to be clearing early at sunrise, but it's going to be a long stormy night for us in the weather department here, because we're going to have to watch these storms as they move through. Now, we could have thunder showers within the crossroads by 10 p.m. tonight, but certainly the majority will be between midnight and 4 in the morning. So you'll hear thunder overnight. We may have some power outages because these are going to be big storms, but then by sunrise they start pulling out, and after that it's going to be a nice Saturday.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tonight at 10.